word. It was for this and that segment. What a load. No, it wasn't. Plenty of white people and brown people have been enslaved. That's a load. Every people's had. We should all get, what do they call it, restitution, or what do they call it now? Reparations. Let's give it to everybody. We're all being enslaved. Give me my chunk of the earth's assets at birth. We'll settle this business about money and what a scam it is by doing that. From birth, just issue me my share in the resources. What use is money anymore when it's acknowledged we're all born unfathomably wealthy? Why? Because thus saith the Lord. It's God's planet. We're God's equally beloved children, supposed to be trying to live like one big, fat, happy family, getting along with each other in peace and harmony, safety, security, freedom, and prosperity, universally enjoyed. Duh. What God's will is no mystery in that regard. It's just what the best parent in the world would want for their kids. They want them to enjoy their stinking little life and be nice human beings, respect others, give with those things to others that you want for yourself. The golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated, love one another, and all the things that suggest you are a loving person: respect, kindness, empathy. You know, I was studying when the first vaccine came out, and, do you wonder how humanity ever survived before the invention of vaccines? How did we get this far? Well, we did. When it was only in 1796, just over 200 years ago, when Edward Jenner took pus. This is what he did. He took pus from a cowpox lesion on a milkmaid. A milkmaid was like a cowgirl. He took it off her hand and inoculated an 8-year-old boy. That's the source from Google search. You can read it for yourself if you don't believe me. You know, while I say the only law with teeth is the golden rule, the rules that God set forth, that's what we really have to follow. Still, the majority of man's rules are based on morality, ethics. You don't steal because it's wrong. You don't want someone to steal from you. It harkens to the golden rule. So a lot of the laws are good. And we've got to take it easy on the cops out there, okay? Listen, friends. I'm not saying that, they need constant exaltation, but I'm saying it's a tough job. And unless you want the job, okay, take it easy on them. I don't want the job. Like, I don't want the job of a politician either. But I'm not so easy on the politicians, because the cops they're mostly decent people. But the politicians are generally very disingenuous actors. You don't see that in law enforcement, any branch of law enforcement. Okay, so I kind of like cops. I had an uncle that was a cop. He was always nice to me. I've met cops. Listen, a lot of them are very decent, upright, honest people with integrity, honorable people. You can avoid the faux pas that Whoopi Goldberg fell into with this. Listen, here's a way to think about race, okay? Tribe. Think of it as a tribe. So color becomes insignificant. It's just a tribe. The tribe of Judah, the Jews. Okay, that's how we need to think about this business. Okay, so any nationality can be tribal, and it's every color, every nationality can consider itself tribal, like Indians. If you don't respect the tribe, well, you're not respecting the race, the indigenous people. And that includes the Asian people too, by the way. Look it up for yourself. Some dumbass out-of-towner came on a Greyhound bus. Everybody heard this story. Started shooting people. One person died. What do I say about that? I mean, it's insanity. The world we live in, we got weak links that go crazy. This crazy ass world we live in, some people are affected very deeply, and we ourselves have to protect ourselves through prayer. Okay, a relationship with God, a personal relationship. And we've got to keep everything in perspective, understanding that everything is relative. So you got to brush a lot of stuff off in life and roll with the punches and just say, you know what, in the scheme of things, this is not that important. Don't get wrapped up in it. People are sick. They can play head trips. Sometimes we imagine they are. We're paranoid, schizophrenia, all this crap. So, yeah, we've got to pray. We're on our own when it comes to not cracking up and coping and contending in this crazy ass world. Recently, I went into what we have this used to be the soup kitchen, but they're evolving, and I think they're getting grants to help with the homeless issue, which is great. But so the homeless, in order to get meals, have to go to other places. But I've been supporting these people for a long time. I went in to volunteer to do outreach, to go bring information in writing that people could get help. And, if there is help, they need phone numbers and addresses to get in contact with the help out there that's available. But I got a card and a number to call from another gal. I met one gal. I won't mention her name. She was really cute, very attractive woman. I won't mention her name. That's why I won't mention her name. But she gave me a card of another woman, and I called and left a message, and I never got a call back, so that indicates that they didn't need me. But, I told this gal that I met that, I can't decide whether a volunteer is the ultimate scab. Not only do they work for less, but they'll work for free, or if they're saints. So I'm still, to this day, I'm confused about that because I know that people need to get paid. I mean, we need money. So these are people's jobs. Nobody wants you doing their job for free, right? This absurd, counterintuitive, illogical projection, inference that unvaccinated people in any way, shape, or form endanger vaccinated people is just beyond me. It's like, oh my God, that's such brazen, glaring stupidity, but that's the stuff that I keep hearing over and over. It's replete out there in the mainstream media. How do you figure that? You're inoculated, you're protected, and now we see that the vaccine has no effect. Everybody getting vaccinated seems to get COVID practically. Oh, but they say, and they sound so certain. Oh, but they're not getting as sick, and they're dying less frequency, as if they know these are absolute facts and truths. And it's like, God, I don't buy it. I think it's all made up crap. They just pull stuff out, memes and talking points to parrot out there, man. It's just so stupid. We're so fed up with this crap, man. It's taken a huge chunk of history out of humanity's life. We're sick and tired of this crap, man. Leave people alone. Let them be Americans and enjoy their God-given constitutional rights. If they can't do it here, they can't do it anywhere, for God's sake. And I've been watching these long Feed America ads out there. We got food stamps in America. If you're dirt poor, you could go get food stamps. There's food banks. Everybody knows these things exist. I don't hear of anybody going hungry in any American town. What about House America? Huh? What about that's more realistic? House America. We need housing stamps out there, and people can compete. Okay? Landlords will have to compete for those housing stamps. That's what we need. Shift that $50 billion a year in Section 8 housing that we're spending. Shift it so it works, for God's sake. At least make it work. Not to make the problem worse of homelessness. All right, friends, I'm on to a thought or two from this last week before I got to go. A paradoxical confession. Like all other humans, I love money a lot. In fact, the only thing I love more is life itself. And like all other enlightened humans, I despise money. In fact, the only thing I hate more than money is death itself. And don't believe in death, my friends. Believe the way Christ told us to believe. It's just another form of sleep, really. That's the way we should think about it. Not that I always do, but that's really what we should be doing. It's not nice to piss off the living God. We all individually and collectively ought to pay close attention, close heed, that we are not doing just that inadvertently or advertently. Got to go, friends. Best everybody. Have a great day. Have a great life. Have a great eternity. Try to be a nicer and nicer person. Keep your cool. And enjoy